There's the Hangout. Can't do much of anything until the guests show up. Okay. Testing. I only got sound in one ear. Why is that? Testing. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hi there. Hey, Boris.
Can you invite Sally Morales? If you can.
No. Let's see if I can.
I told her I was doing. I told her. I cannot invite nobody, right? Yeah. No.
Yeah. How do you spell her last name?
Oh shoot! Hold on 1 second.
If you can, you post the.
Yeah, I will post Sally Morales.
Okay. You can post it in the Hangout chat.
I'll post her up. Oh, what is it?
Yeah, you can post it.
Okay, this is her. What you call it? Click on that. It will take you to her group.
Okay.
To her full name.
Let's think about it. Yeah, she's not in any of my circles.
Yeah, she lives next to me. She did hang out before. Hey, Ali.
I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location.
Your bathroom?
Well, it's obviously a home.
Your bathroom.
Why does my testing? Oh, that's better. Okay, now I can hear myself. I'm trying to invite somebody here.
Oh.
Boy, these.
Hey, Joey from Canada.
How's it going, Boris?
Good.
The only Joey in all of Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
The can is all in my hands. I'm having my coffee. I just took a shower. I feel 100% energized.
Thank you.
Good deal. Good deal.
I wish that's all it said.
Oh, come on, Ali. You got all the energy in the world. You've had a week to sleep.
Yes, I think he always sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Let me tell you how I feel.
So.
Wow.
Look
What the hell's wrong with R2-D2?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got something weird
The
growth.
difference between you and me is I have that same thing, but I cut off all those little flyy things.
Did you?
Guys are just
Hey, Shane, look what I did.
And mine was $1.
Nice. Is that a metallic?
Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Metallic paper, 11 by 17.
Oh.
And Ali,
Black
this
and
was
white, or is
$1
it
and a
color?
half.
You what?
This was $1.50 in property control, by the way.
Oh, really? Cool.
It's made in China.
Of course it's me.
Of course it is. Some poor soul. That's all they do is make R2-D2. I hate R2-D2. I was always a 3PO man myself.
1 second. Oh, listen? Okay.
I Lost in Space Robot.
Okay.
Test it. Oh, my microphone's
Make it
off.
I know a guy that makes counterfeit Lost in Space robots that
Testing.
were. He makes a lot of legit counterfeit props for
Awesome.
sci-fi.
Legit
I
counterfeit.
certify this is genuine counterfeit.
Yes, this is genuinely counterfeit.
This is as close to the real thing as you'll ever get.
Yep.
I don't know. I have 5 Lost in Space robots in here, so. And 2 Robbies.
Perhaps you own one of these counterfeit legit.
Doubt it. They're not movie props. The ones I have.
Although my another buddy of mine had a replica of Han Solo in carbonite.
Mm.
You know, they sell that as a
Ooh.
chocolate bar now.
Yeah, that's pretty
Is
funny.
that
I saw
cool?
that. They actually got it. They got a mold from the movie prop and made a replica of it. It looked pretty good.
ThinkGeek also sells ice cube tray like that. Where you can
Yes.
make ice cubes.
ThinkGeek is a crazy site.
I want the Blade Runner gun.
This is about a third of the catalog I want.
I must admit. I actually want to make a real one. What's his face? Adam from MythBusters
The
made one.
replicants you have to kill?
Yes, of course I have replicants that I have to kill.
Boy, Boris is gonna keel over there.
Yes.
I'm not doing the. I don't think I can do a Russian voice.
Oh, come on. Who's that? I won't comment. Damn, this
Welcome. Welcome to Plus Photo Show 19. You like?
No, it's
like.
about the worst I've heard, I think.
Mm-hmm. I told you that's my voices have gone. I used to do it all the time. I had a dead-on Christopher Walken.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I knew somebody taught me how to do it in East Indian accent. All you have to do is you swap your I's and your E's. I see it at my disc. You know.
I used to annoy my girlfriends to no end. I think that's why I did it. Would you stop with the voices? No.
As long as they don't talk back.
Look at this guy.
I'm still doing some stuff here.
What do you think?
It's so nice to be lucid.
You know,
That's what you think? You've always got the lines, man. That's awesome.
Hey, did we invite a Tawny?
I invited everybody that was in that circle, but I can do it again.
Sally's not comic, right?
Ooh,
I invited her.
What's this button do?
Oh.
Please be sharp. Please be sharp.
My doggy does not like your little turtle. I have Yoda here somewhere, probably infringing on all kinds of content.
Should I just open it up to all photogs yet?
Yeah. Do it. Do it now. Cohagen, get your ass to Mars. I can't believe they're redoing that movie. What the hell?
Are they really?
Yeah, there's lots
They're
of...
doing Total Recall?
Yeah, with freaking Colin Farrell.
Yeah, it's not going to leave... I don't think it's leaving Mars. It's only
Should have
staying
been Colin Firth. That would have been interesting.
It's only staying on one planet.
None of it was real. It was all in his head anyway.
Was it though?
That's right. I'm just waiting for Prometheus. Oh, no one likes Stumpy.
I'm waiting for the Lensman series.
Stumpy's getting no love.
Probably nobody's ever heard of. Best series ever written.
Sally just texted me. She said, "You know this Hangout's gonna record?" I said, "Yeah, you did it before."
It's gonna be what?
Anyone going to get through the
Let's
100
record
games?
this one.
Limited locked. Oh man, I gotta share, man. Unlock it.
I love what?
If you line up these 3 shots and we can start.
The Hangout, so I can share.
You need something from me?
The Hangout is locked.
That's because I haven't hit the broadcast button yet.
I know. Ali, you want to announce this week? Since you've been gone. Since you've been gone. This is my new move for the Hangout. I need Hangout moves.
I'm trying to do a nameplate graphic and opening music for every show, so it'll be a header of the show name and the episode and date.
Awesome.
Because I have the music, but I didn't put it together, and I have the graphic, but I haven't put them together.
My
We need
internet
something,
connection sucks.
we need something techno for the opening.
Well, I went to open source music, so I don't have to worry about royalties at all.
Right. I didn't say Moby.
I wanted to get something
Who
jazzy.
the hell listens to techno? Hang on.
I listen to techno.
I don't understand why people listen to hip hop. Because it's not. It's just a beat with somebody talking. So,
Feeling like a hat today.
there's no. Anybody could do that kind of music.
Can we just rename this hangout to stuff we hate?
Stuff you hate.
I'm not a hater.
Tonight brought to you by Micro Four Thirds.
By stuff we hate. Sponsor us by stuff
What do they
we
call the
hate.
hamburger? It's just meat with bread.
We're going to start
Keith-
talking about 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Keith is going to hold that Micro Four Thirds against you forever, Ellie. He's just
I
never going to
know.
let that
Especially
go.
since I'm really probably going to buy one.
Yeah.
I would get the Sony NEX.
Yeah, I didn't decide which one, but I have a feeling
Sony.
I think that's the perfect camera for me, especially since I like to do stealth stuff and be left
Sony.
alone.
I'm torn between a Fujifilm.
Fuji Pro 1?
Yeah.
Yes, $1,800 for a camera, around that. There's no lenses.
Doesn't the lens options make a decision for you which one you should get right now because it's so early?
Hmm?
Don't the options for lenses limit you about which ones are the ones you should go for right
I
now?
shoot wide angle.
You're sure to
I don't
call
care.
200 millimeter?
Nah, I shoot all wide, pretty much.
You're a wide body?
Or black and white. My friends are always like,
I'm doing the next.
Leica's making black and white only camera. You can go for that.
yeah.
What? Do you really want a black and white only camera?
Yeah.
Why?
I was gonna say.
Leica, I don't know.
Because you can make the pictures
Like a black and
white.
white is pretty awesome.
A decolorized black and white is not the same as a black and white. I mean,
Nope.
at least not in film it wasn't.
I shot film
Well, it's not the same. No,
this
it's not.
weekend. I shot film. I wish I didn't have film on my camera. I'd start the Hangout with the click, 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 click of a film camera, an actual shutter.
I have one around somewhere, but the batteries are going to be dead for sure.
What, film camera? I had one here.
I don't know.
You know
It
what's
might
funny?
sound too much like Girls on Film by Duran Duran.
It's only a rumor, though.
Did you hit broadcast?
Not yet. I'm having a.
Get your
ass
ass
to
to Mars.
All right. I will have to do it on the fly.
Hello.
Who's announcing? I want to lock on you.
Tally.
I guess I'm doing
Okay.
Rochambeau.
road champ.
All right. Let me tweet. Some tweet out so I get that out.
Tawny will lose your panel status.
Hmm?
Yeah,
So-
it's open to every photog in my circle. There's a couple hundred in there. Probably. You need to share
100.
me- Yeah, you need to share me yours so I can get that as well.
So does that mean we can share it or no?
As soon as I hit broadcast, it'll become online.
All right.
All right, so let me start this.
Let's do this.
So I'm going to give a countdown, and then when I do like my thumbs up, Ali can begin the intro, and then while he's doing the intro, if you guys could share the Hangout, that would be great.
I can't try nothing.
Well, as soon as I hit
Not yet.
Oh.
thumbs up,
We need a secret, like, you should, like, scratch your nose or something.
I do a thumbs up, that's all. Or,
Okay.
We're not broadcasting, are we? How are we bad?
yes, we are.
Oh, great.
Okay, so let me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome to the auspicious start of Photo Hangout 19. Thanks to Keith Barrett and the Vidcast Network for broadcasting us this week. And we've had a little bit of a hiatus, but we're back on strong, looking for
Older you.
talk about some of the latest stuff in photography and discussing some of the great new cameras that are going to be coming out, especially the latest in Micro Four Thirds. So how's it been, everybody?
Good, man. How's the last few weeks been? You've been You were fading fast.
Oh, last week I was losing power on the warp reactor.
We should do intros, by
Huh?
Yes, we should do intros.
intros too.
Who are
Boris,
we?
let's do intros.
All right. Well, since
Speak of yourself, sir.
well, my name's Ali. I'm from Winter Garden, Florida, which is a suburb of Orlando, and you can find my website at certainpointofview.com.
I'm the co-host. My name is Shane Srogi. I'm here in Florida as well. Keith, Mr. Keith Barrett from the Vidcast Network.
Hi.
Awesomeness.
Hi.
We need to get you 100,000.
Yes, I would love that. That would be like a little social media fantasy.
That's my new side project.
So I'm Keith Barrett from keithbarrett.com and vidcastnetwork.com and all over Google Plus, and I'm a 30-year-plus IT technical software programmer guy, and I'm doing the live streaming at Hangout.
Mr. Joe.
My name is JoePearson. I'm from Ontario, Canada. Another photographer amongst the MIPS here. You can find me, obviously, on G+, all over the place, and you can also find me at sounddesign.ca.
Awesome. Boris, the
Boris
man from New York.
I'm from New York. You can find me on Google+. My website doesn't work.
Google Plus is all you need anyway.
You can find Boris lying on any street.
Yes, in New York.
Yes, if you see a photographer laying down in Manhattan, it's Boris.
Oh, actually, I was in Coney Island one day. I was taking pictures, and I was staying on the floor. I was staying on the floor, and the guy saw me. I said, "Is your name Boris?" I said, "Yes."
Seriously?
Yes, I
You
got
shoot
scared.
2.8? You're
Yes.
Boris, aren't you?
And I was in Botanical Gardens Saturday. I was trying to do macro photography, and there's a girl over there follow me. Is your name Boris? I saw you on Google Plus. But I wasn't laying on the floor that time, so I don't know how she found me out.
That's awesome.
No
See?
one's ever recognized me.
You have to lay
No
on the
one
floor.
uses Google Plus.
Yeah,
It's a dead network.
nobody's ever recognized me. They recognize my name, but they've never recognized me.
Keith Barrett, of course. You have a very recognizable name.
Mm-hmm.
Destined for greatness.
Yeah, that's another thing I need somebody to do is there's on the Wikipedia there's a redirect link of my name to a misspelled comedian's name.
Oh.
No, the comedian's character is spelled right, but it's a misspelling of my name, so it's a capture. I like to have somebody replace that with a good, real Wikipedia page.
What, can't
Joe,
you
we can talk about that for a minute. And Joe, your name is pretty crushed on the Google search, isn't it?
Oh, you bet it is.
Yeah, that's
Boris is obviously pretty unique.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah, I get it.
that's one of the things you always hear photographers talk about. You gotta push your name and stuff when it comes to your website, and that should be your main theme if you want to go with it, or whatever you want to call it. But for me, my name is just completely the most ununique name that's going to be out around there, so you got to really push something else. That's why I went with sound design photography rather than trying to push JoePearson photography, because there's like 3 million of those.
You have to be original, like goboris.com.
Oh, go Boris. I thought I registered that one. Did you beat me to it?
No, it's,
Owning the domain name of the name you're going for helps a lot.
Go Boris.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I agree.
But it doesn't work.
The flip side of that is my name is like one family, so it's not that big of a deal in terms of search engine, other than my aunt is a fairly well-known geologist. But spelling and stuff like that comes into spelling, pronunciation, that comes into play as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a couple of WordPress plugins that will help you with your SEO.
The one thing as well, and forgive me, the coffee hasn't kicked in yet, but like register when you start a company, and copyright, those are all in your name, and that's why I went with my name, because I was concerned with copywriting through a business and how difficult all that would be.
Right. And then if you ever sold the business name, you couldn't keep the rights to the images, stuff like
Right.
that, yeah. Lots of things to think about.
Maybe I should rename Vidcast Network back.
Nice.
It started as Keith Barrett TV. Maybe I should put it back.
Keep our TV.
Yeah, that still works. Still, you can go there.
Awesome. Well, you know, I mean, Keith Barrett TV is good, you know. I think it's good. And Certain Point of View is a pretty awesome name for
Yeah, I
a
like that.
blog.
Yeah, that was my play on Star Wars because I have to sneak the geek in somehow without getting.
Just sneak it. Just let it fly, man.
Yep,
Let the geek flag fly.
exactly. My wife liked it, so that was cool.
Oh yeah, you got to get the.
Do we have any video gamers in this hangout?
Do
Are
we
you
have any
happy?
video gamers, please?
They have too many buttons on remote control now. It's hard to play.
I designed a video game.
Oh, cool.
Well, I mean,
I miss
I
Nintendo.
worked on the X-Files.
That's awesome,
video game.
Boris.
The reason
Two buttons, eh?
I have a Dreamcast, so
Yeah. Come on, now you have like 50 million buttons on the control. While you figure out which one to press, you lose the game anyway. So that's why you don't play.
actually that's not true anymore because the Wii you just wave in the air and the Kinect you just dance in front of it. So
By Nintendo, you only had A and B buttons, so
Yeah.
you could mess that up.
My son.
I really think like Kinect would be great for like a wizard game or some kind of like superhero game where you could just kind of like do moves with your hands and
somebody's got a thing for the Tom Cruise movie where they do it in the air.
Oh yeah, huh?
Somebody's got a hack that lets you do that with like your photos and things like that.
Oh cool.
That'd be cool.
Awesome.
I like Minority Report.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Usually I don't like anything, so I figured I'd sneak that one in.
Wow, you
I don't like anything where Tom Cruise gets
Wow.
like something and it's not even that great. of a
Ali
movie.
puts his stamp on it. Like, there we go. It's all good. I like the Minority Report.
Boom, boom.
Approved.
And I think that's the first time he's ever liked anything.
Exactly. Man.
And it happens to be Tom Cruise.
I like the Factory Mark III.
Yeah, me too.
Do you?
I liked the
you
last
played this
Mission
one yet?
Impossible movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie actually.
So, anyone get an iPad 3?
No,
Get photography.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
and there wasn't a news that says the iPad 3 overheats.
I have a brand new
Oh.
iPad 2.
Yeah, that's what I did.
$300.
Nice.
That's not a
Yeah.
bad deal at all.
Yeah,
I
was
was
just-
just
I was actually just talking about this today. You know, lowering the price point for the older models is great, and I think that Retina display is just going to be a huge, huge thing for photographers, especially.
You know what though? I have to say, I had two iPads today, an iPad 2 and an iPad 3 right next to each other,
Mm-hmm.
and try as I couldn't see like a wow difference between the two.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you know, I'm usually, I was really waiting for the Retina display, so I wasn't just hating on it. I mean, I was really excited about it. And,
Yes, you were.
no, I wasn't.
Well, it reminded you of a Michael Foot Third's viewfinder, right?
No, there we go.
Oh.
What I'm trying to say is I was trying to like it. And I looked at it and I'm like,
You're such a hater.
I'm not a hater. I was wondering if anybody else did the comparison because maybe it's maybe.
You know, I haven't made my trip to the Apple store, so I will. How about next week? I will.
We'll get the iPad 3
float an
comparison
opinion out there.
report.
Yes.
Yeah, I took it as the best sale on iPad 2, just like Keith there. I just said, you know what? I wanted one of these things for a tool anyway, for broadcasting my images when I go to a client's place. And I knew it was the tool that I was going to use for it. And I just thought, I can't put $500-600 into an iPad 3. It
Right.
just seemed like such a ridiculous amount of money to put out for something that's just going to display images, as much as it's going to sell images. But I can get the same sales as something for $350-400.
Oh, you
Yep.
get it. Well,
I agree.
Apple dropped
Sure.
it down to 300, and if you go to the Apple refurbished store and wait, you can pick it up for 350.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing when I scored the touchpad for $100. but the resolution isn't all that great. I can guarantee you that if I put the touchpad next to an iPad 2, you'd see a difference. You know.
Right.
So,
Plus it runs, was it WebOS or
yeah, WebOS.
2?
And you know what's interesting? We're doing this Hangout today with the brand new Google plugin for Hangouts that was created to combat the bug that showed up last week where everybody was echoing like crazy. Thomas Hawks showed a lot of pain. And it seems to be working pretty good right now. We're not echoing, although I do hear a little, every time somebody talks, I hear a faint little high-pitched, Twitter noise or something like that. So
The Twitter noise? Is that a 144-character noise?
no, it's
Speaking
sort of
of
like
Twitter.
the high pitch of like a cash register.
Twitter!
No.
So is anybody
Twitter
else, as we're talking, sorry to interrupt, I have not been able to post photos from my iPhone for about 2 or 3 weeks
To where?
to Google+.
It works for me.
Google Plus has been bugging on my iPhone as well.
It's worked from my Android. Of course, I would expect that.
Yeah. Ever since they came up with that, do you want our live feed or whatever, whatever the change was where you could post all your images would just feed to your Google Plus account into a private account.
I have that
said,
on.
No, I don't want that.
I have that on. But that's because I lost a whole bunch of photos a couple weeks ago.
Did you guys hear today that Posters was acquired by Twitter?
That what was?
Posters?
Posture?
Oh,
No.
Oh, Posterous, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
right.
Posterous.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they were acquired by Twitter today.
Interesting.
I want to know what Apple's going to do with the 50 to 75 billion in cash that they have sitting around.
Oh, they're going to invest in, what's their social network they have on iTunes? I can't even remember.
I was going to say, are they going to social network?
Well, they have one.
Why don't they buy Facebook?
Oh.
Zuckerberg isn't going to sell
I can't even remember what Apple's social network is called now.
Ping.
Ping.
Mobile
Thank you.
Me?
It's one letter away from Bing.
It's Ping. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Bing.
That's how much I use it.
No. You know what? Okay, so it's that or you have Spotify, which I like Spotify, but I do not like the fact that it's like married to Facebook.
Really? Most people say it's married to Google. Google Plus.
And, Spotify? No, it uses your Facebook friends, and it wants to post everything you listen to Facebook, and which is, what if I don't want to hear from my friends what they're listening to?
And I agree with you. That's a problem I have. Everybody, I hate it. I don't want to, when I subscribe to people, I don't want to subscribe to your robot. I want to subscribe to you.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear I don't want to see in my stream all the songs you're listening to every 3 minutes because you're listening to an album or much of the, post, if you have a great song that you love, post that, put an explanation about why you love it, and, put some humanity around it. But, turn off all these robots because they just flood my stream. Even one person can flood your stream.
I want to subscribe to a robot.
I
Hello,
do-
my name is Guy Kowalski.
I delete my Facebook account.
Delete your-
Yeah, because every 5
That's
minutes.
why people recognize you.
Because every 5 minutes somebody's buying me to play a game with them. It's annoying.
I don't use my Facebook account anymore. Except for posting stuff to it. I don't.
I have one person that likes my photography over on Facebook, and they just are a game monger over there. Everybody else is pretty cool. Like for whatever reason, I don't get their game updates, but this one guy,
It's not me.
like 4 or 5 times a day, I get game requests from him. And I'm
Yeah, and you say hide and it doesn't hide.
so do I defriend him or do I
Friend him.
If
There's
I report him for abuse.
Well, does he play the same game? Because you can, I think, prevent that one specific game.
It doesn't always work though.
He plays a lot, and no one else, none of my other friends, seriously, like I haven't seen a game request from anybody else for forever.
I'm gonna be curious now. I'm gonna go take a quick look because I know it's hundreds of the apps I've blocked on my Facebook account.
I just went through and deleted a bunch of apps that I had going on Facebook.
Somehow this has to circle around back to photography.
It does. Social media. We can talk a little social media.
Thank you, Keith, for that wonderful break in the conversation.
Yes, it's more like your tech show. We're bleeding into your show, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tech Plus show, where the plus is for anything we feel like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is the Plus Photo Show. You just add anything you want.
Shane was on the premiere episode, and
I was.
Hopefully you'll
And-
be on next Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I missed last week's.
Ooh, when is it? Maybe I'll come join you.
It's Wednesday. Well, it's Wednesdays at
Wednesdays at 9.
Ooh, that's a bad time
with
for me.
no after show.
No after show.
Hmm.
So yeah, last week I had a lecture. Wednesday night lectures happened for me, so it's kind of difficult.
It's okay.
But I didn't feel like going to Mr. Vincent Versace.
Well, I've been changing
Dude's an ass.
the invites.
That's right, Vince.
Try not to
I
have the
called
same-
you an ass.
Wow. You're in a mood today there, Shane. What's the deal, man?
Oh, he's an ass.
I'm done.
Tell us how you really feel, Shane. Like, honestly. Just let it all out.
Nope.
Anyway,
I'll
okay.
use the Thomas Hawk method of stirring the pot.
There you go.
So did you all see the, hate to talk about the iPad again, but supposedly the camera on it is pretty good.
5 megapixels.
Yeah. It's
gonna be
about its
really
own against
weird.
The
That's
iPhone
pretty
4.
funny. Because you dissed it a little bit, saying I'm into photography. Why would I want to buy a new Hangout? And then the very next thing is like, it has a great camera.
Well, I'm not hating on it. Just saying. Well, I think it's a.
I think if you don't own one, that's the one you should go buy brand new. If you have them, there's no point in upgrading to it.
All I'm saying is the camera on it is pretty good, which I think is a social disaster. Because now everyone's going to be holding their camera up in front of you. I mean, it's like bad enough when they hold up their phone.
What's that? There's like a commercial where they do that, and it's like half their face or something. You know what I mean? And they're talking away or whatever. It's going to be like the
That's funny.
same thing, only in reverse. Like all you're going to see is the
That's
back
awful.
of this iPad.
You walk
I
through
completely
Epcot, I see
agree.
people taking.
I got a
photos.
bunch of sun today, Joe. That's the answer. Is why I'm
Is that
all
why you're being
crazed.
I got a ton of sun yesterday, man. Like I've
Yeah,
got
I can see.
what weather you guys have normally, we had up here. Like it was like almost 26, 28 degrees Celsius
Wow.
up here.
You're pretty red.
It was awesome.
It's
That's great.
It's 64 degrees in New York right now.
Wow.
It's hot.
Yeah, I
We're
spent all day
at
yesterday paddling down a
74.
river. It was awesome.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Canoeing, kayaking?
Whitewater kayaking, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no white water here.
This is true.
I'd have to drive literally, I think, 2 or 3 days to get white water.
There's no gator free
No.
water here either.
It only takes you 24 hours to get
Yeah.
to me.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, if I drove like 14 hours and up to Tennessee, white
Mhm.
water.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to photography, because this hangout is definitely going round and round in circles.
See, now you can't pick on it.
So, Boris, I saw you were flaunting a photo.
Yes.
Is that a black and white,
The
or
picture-
is that a color?
This is color print, something like sepia. It's a metallic
Okay.
paper, 11 by 17.
Nice.
Actually, yes, I tried to print a bigger one, but
Ooh, I like
couldn't
that
find.
one.
Couldn't find. I showed the.
Yeah, you showed us that last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Mhm.
I like
it's
it.
cool.
Thanks,
Where'd you have it printed?
Adorama.
All right.
That was going to be my next question.
Adorama, you send it. Well,
Is that
I
a gallery wrap?
No.
Is it in a frame?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I bought a cheap frame for $7, and that was it.
Cool.
And it has a glass plastic over it, protects it. It's good. It cost me $5.50 to print it, and $8 or $9 for a frame. So it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to buy it for $100?
Don't let out their secrets.
It cost a lifetime, Boris.
Exactly.
A lifetime.
It cost you $2,000 for a
30
camera.
years, 6
Okay.
years of art school,
Yes.
$25,000 worth of camera gear.
Yes, it was expensive. Yeah, the camera's expensive.
I'm blocking 122 apps on Facebook.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a lot of apps.
So yeah, we're pretty loose tonight. Joe, have you been shooting this week?
Had a couple of shoots. Nothing I can unfortunately show here tonight. I was kind of hoping I'd have something, but unfortunately I don't. Yeah, and I was really we had set up and we were going to do this whitewater trip. We were going to do this falls. We had like a 14 foot falls that we were going to do. And so I was all set up. I brought my studio. I brought one of my studio strobes with a battery backup and the whole 9 yards. And I was going to do this big thing of all my buddies hucking off this waterfall. I was like completely stoked to do it, and I was really excited because I'm like, I get to go run this waterfall. I'm gonna have a blast with it. I'm gonna be able to hand my camera with all the settings and get great pictures of me too, and at the same point in time. So anyway, so we show up at this falls, and everybody chickens out. Everybody. Everybody. I couldn't believe it. I was so sad. I'm like, I'll do it. Like, come on. I just need one other body to huck off this thing so I can set up the camera and get everything rigged up so that when my shots go, I'll be good to go. But no, nobody would go. Nobody would go.
Do you think they were scared to go on the raft or scared to go on the raft with you and your photo equipment?
Oh, no. It's like a kayak, like a single person kayak, right? So they looked at this waterfall and thought it was scary looking to huck themselves off to like launch off this waterfall.
Yeah, I bet.
Or maybe they just have more sense than you.
Really? You think, Ali? Where's that block button? There's got to be a block button, right? Like,
there's a mute.
Yeah, it's an option.
Okay, I did share the just a procedural note. I shared the Hangout, but there doesn't show a join this Hangout button.
No, it's the they only get to join this Hangout if they've been invited.
Oh, that would be much more excellent.
Somebody's joined.
There we go.
We need to.
Mr. Jim Davis.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
We're talking a little kayaking. So jump back into that story about kayaking, Joe.
Well, that pretty much was the end of it. I was just disappointed.
Well, just replay it for.
Okay. All right. I was just explaining how I was this weekend. We had a whitewater kayaking trip up here in Perry Sound, and I had set up to do a photo shoot of my buddies hucking off one of the falls that we had, and everything was rigged up. I had all my gear there. My studio strobes with a battery backup and the whole 9 yards, ready to shoot this thing, and everybody was psyched to do it. Walking up to the thing, and as soon as they saw it, they all chickened out. They just decided they were going to bail last minute. So it really sucked. Really sucked.
Can I show you a photo that won $150,000?
That's it?
Yeah, I know. Can I share, or am I not allowed to share?
Sure.
Am I able to share
Please
that?
share.
Let me hit the block Ali share button.
Man cutting grass.
Wow.
50 grand?
It was a Hasselblad award.
What's so special about this picture?
Is that dust in the corner? Like, it completely looks like there's dust on that sky.
It was raining, and the rain illuminated. The sun illuminated the rain.
This is a photograph I could have taken.
Me too.
I could have had the 150K.
I don't get it.
It's
I'm going to go take some lawn shots. I'm busting my ass.
It's who you know, not what you know.
I'm working too hard.
Yeah, you need to go buy a Hasselblad, and then apparently you can win a $150,000 photo contest to compensate for the fact that you own a Hasselblad.
I can honestly say that I would actually be somewhat embarrassed if I won a contest with that photograph, shooting with a Hasselblad.
A little bit. I have this wicked camera worth so much, and it has so much potential, and this is what I can turn out. That would be awesome. Yikes.
All right.
The sad part is that's the one he picked as the best.
Well, you know, there were
Going for
others
this
in the
one.
series, actually.
Apparently, yeah.
There were others in the series. I don't think they were...
Yes, I'm sure he planned to make a whole book.
so here
Grass
we go.
cutters of... What country is it?
So this is in Pittsburgh. A Man Cutting Grass is the title. It's a 30 by 40 inch.
Nice, and it's in the...
Same view on my window every day.
It's in MoMA.
Yeah. And, you know, there's also this auspicious image.
What is this, van in parking lot?
Minivan.
Yeah.
Astrovan.
Man Cutting Grass going other way.
Wow.
Good lord.
Did they meet? Do you get van and lawnmower in same shot?
That's
I
sexy.
don't know.
They missing a camel in the picture.
Makes no sense to me.
That's sad. I don't like hearing it. That's sad.
iPhone picture.
Your iPhone doesn't have a 4x5 sensor, does it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. You know, we really need somebody to explain this to us. Like, why is this significant? But
It's a mystery. It's a mystery of the universe.
Can you post the link there, Ali? I wouldn't
It's
mind
almost a
looking at it.
chicken and the egg level mystery.
You posted it in the chat
Yeah.
room, too. Oh,
yeah,
you're-
I'll shoot it out to you. See chat. There we go.
You have to do the...
So Jim, I see your show's coming back.
Yes, finally.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've had several kind of things getting in the way of getting that going back, so things have started to settle down somewhat. So it's now I'm able to devote some time to it.
That's great.
And it's going to be on the video.
When does it start?
March 25th,
Cool.
9 p.m. Part of the issue that I have is that Monday mornings I get up so early that, and every 2 weeks I work different hours, so it makes it hard to nail down a schedule.
Yeah, that would make it hard for consistency.
It's also hard for me because my schedule's pretty much full. I do 2 on Sunday now.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, the good thing is that I now have on-air hangouts, so now I'm not quite so tied down to trying to set up a regular schedule. I can, if things aren't quite working out, I can just pick a date and do it and not have to worry about trying to. What's that, Keith?
So he doesn't need me anymore.
Well, no, my whole idea was to keep Keith in it because I think it's a valuable asset,
Mm-hmm.
But
We
you know,
all
there
need
may be
Keith.
times. Pardon me?
I was telling Keith we all need him.
Oh, of course.
Well, that is the future. The future is, especially when Google rolls it out to everybody, is everybody can be their own show. They can be their own broadcaster and get a video recording at the same time.
Just that they don't have a network.
No, and you can't do any formatting of the video, and you can't, all you can do is edit it. But and those things will improve and change too. I mean, that is it's funny because what I do in the Vidcast network is try to get creators of content connected directly to their consumers of content by live streaming directly, and they don't need to have big television studios or anything like that. With a thing like Google Plus Hangouts, it became the middleman. And of course, the internet loves eliminating the middleman. So people are going to be able to do it directly. So and I'll still do all my stuff because I use it the same way I use Skype. It was a tool for me connecting people remotely and doing a show locally. And I'll still have special formatting and I'll have a chat room. People won't be tied to it.
Skype.
Yeah, Skype is still better for one-on-one stuff. It has better video quality and it's easier to control it.
I've only done a couple workshops with Skype.
But as soon as you get into the group calling, you have to start paying for it. And it's look more attractive because they're free.
Gotcha.
Skype has been buggy for me the last year or so.
Well, they did a lot of nasty things to me in 2012. Actually, no, 2012. Yeah, 2012.
That doesn't sound too good.
Well, when they were bought and came out with version 5 of Skype, the first 2 betas of version 5 were fine, but the 3rd beta and the subsequent releases after that, what Skype did was they made an effort to separate professional communications from the home communicator, the residential person. So what happens is now, when all the versions of Skype that you use, they only recognize the first webcam on your computer. They don't recognize all of them anymore. And they turned off a lot of video capture devices and things that tried to be webcams, and actually are webcams, but they aren't branded as a webcam. So when I installed that version of Skype, half my studio got shut off. Because I have 3 webcams connected to the computer, and I also use a frame grabber as a webcam to do, desktop shares and things like that. This was
You have a
before-
half dozen, so you can do a little matrix thing in your chair, right?
So it screwed me, and I got really annoyed with it. And then the other thing was I was paying monthly for the group calling, and they leaked my credit card number out, and I had started to get charges from Norway. I had to have my credit card. I had to have my credit card reissued, and I changed my Skype account to have a Visa gift card on file instead. So if somebody stole it, they would not get more than $20. But so they were a source of fraud too, vulnerability to fraud.
Wow.
So I started to really not like Skype anymore. So something just like Facebook, something needed to come along to replace it because its time had come.
So you were hacked by
Facebook is beautiful, man.
Would you like to play a game?
You were hacked by a Norwegian bachelor farmer.
What I like about that war game movie is that the person's home computer is speaking with the same synthesized voice as the multi-billion-dollar military computer.
Sam.
That was Siri's grandmother.
That was Sam. Boy, Boris has got it correct. That was Sam.
I love that movie.
I have not watched that movie in a while. It's one of those that I just don't think it's going to hold up. It'll ruin the memory for me.
Well, the computer he's on is an AMSI 8080, which was a computer I played with in high school.
Remember the modem? You had to put a whole phone on it?
Yep, I had one of those. Acoustic coupler modem.
It was awesome.
It's the ugliest looking thing in the movie is the stupid military computer.
Warp.
Whopper.
Yeah,
The Whopper. The Warp. The Whopper, yeah. Fish cheese.
So I just saw a rumor about the D400 in the rumor mill.
What's
Very
D400?
interesting. They're D400, Nikon D400. They're saying that it might be a full frame sensor.
Oh,
I don't think that'll be, but they're saying that it's going to be the baby D4. Which makes sense because the D800 has really gone off into its own
Space.
Yes.
36 megapixels.
This would be a D400 would be targeted towards a consumer level full frame.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the D300 was kind of that way, sort of like the serious consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of a semi-pro, competed with the 50D at the time. Could be wrong about that, but I do believe that's where it was targeted at.
Yeah, I had a D4 or a D300, and it was a nice camera. Very good. When you put the grip on it with the right batteries, you had 8 frames per second, which is pretty fast for that level of camera. And there was a few issues with some of the sometimes. Like with skies and that, they looked a bit grainy. But overall, it was a very good camera.
So are you getting the D800?
Yeah, I'm getting the D800E and the D4.
Oh, awesome.
I figured I couldn't have just one of them. I needed to pair up.
You really do. Nikon gotcha.
For me, it's
That's true, though. You really do need both.
Yeah, for the high ISO capability of the D4, the fast shooting, nighttime work, things like that, and then for the major bulk of my landscape work will be the D800E. Hopefully, I was kind of hoping to be able to compare the D3X files to the D800, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately.
You should frame that camera on your wall.
It's right behind me.
Yeah.
I actually told that story in a workshop that I was helping teach this weekend.
Oh yeah. I just got word from my insurance company tonight that back in 1996 I was down in Costa Rica with a friend we were on a photo trip, and we just happened to get ripped off. And my policy covered everything, but it was a $20,000 claim. And that was quite a bit back then, 1996.
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter, they dumped me because I was no longer, worth it. So
you actually made a claim. You actually used your insurance.
Yeah. So after they dumped me, I said, well, screw it. I don't need insurance anymore. My house is paid for. I need it if something happens. But I was kind of a little bit ticked off, right? So I went a few years without insurance. When we bought our new house, of course, we had a mortgage, and I, of course, had to get insurance again. But I had a hard time finding insurance, somebody to cover me. So we did get insurance, but there was a clause in our policies that I wouldn't be covered for anything like that again. Unless I wanted to take out a separate rider that would cover, and of course it would be very expensive. So when I called my insurance company, they finally got back to me and they broke the news that no, we're not going to cover it. So
they're not going to cover you now?
I will be looking for another insurance company.
Yeah.
I mean, you pay insurance regardless.
Exactly.
So they will get the letter in the mail instead of me this time.
You were thinking that you were hoping that your house insurance would cover it?
Well, depending on the policy that you have, some things will be covered.
Yeah.
It's like somebody steals your bike out of your garage, or there has been instances where, depending on the coverage that you have, they will cover up to a certain amount.
Yep.
I was kind of hoping to get it, maybe a couple grand anyway.
Well, why not go with a specific insurance design just for your photo equipment?
Well,
Mac or something.
I don't like insurance. That's part of why. But I look at it over time. I've gone, 15 or so years without. Was it 15? 17 years without having any claim for camera insurance. So the money that I've saved over those years, I kind of look at it like, yeah, I'm taking a hit right now, but I saved that money over this time.
Yeah, basically, for sure.
I mean, you're looking at $150 to $300 a year.
So you're like just over $5,000.
More for the coverage that I would need. So it's one of those things. You either pay now or pay later. And it was my mistake, right? So.
What did you do? Because I think I missed the story.
Well, it's kind of
went swimming.
It's kind of a long story. On the way up, I was witness to a train accident where an SUV was hit by a train. The passenger was ejected out of the vehicle. I was there with him until the ambulance came, but they had some pretty serious injuries, life-threatening injuries.
Mm-hmm.
After the paramedics got there, of course, I was done and I left. But, I started second-guessing whether I should follow through with the trip and just go home. But I decided to make the best of the weekend, went up, and when I got there, the person that I was up meeting with, Ron Clifford, wasn't there yet, so I decided to go for a walk down by the lake. And of course, when a photographer goes for a walk, they got to bring their camera, and next thing you know, you see things and you start taking pictures. Well, I was right at the shore. I slipped on some ice. Camera went down, hit the rock, fell in the lake.
Oh.
So it was just one of those things. Normally in that situation, I would have some crampons on so that I can walk on this slippery ice without slipping. But under the circumstances, I wasn't really planning on doing much. But, one thing led to another, and next thing I knew, I was taking pictures. Well, one picture.
Did you get that one picture, though?
Yes, I do have it.
Cool.
I can show it if you want. It's not
cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's the first picture I took that day, so it's nothing, like blow away
right,
stuff.
Right. You haven't even warmed up, but still, it's a
$7,000
picture.
Just give me a minute, and I'll fire up Lightroom.
Pay for the camera.
Yeah.
And I'll have to blow this picture up and frame it and have the camera mounted underneath or something.
Yep. Now, of course, I have to ask what memory card you were using.
I had a 32 gig memory card, which is fine.
Like a SanDisk or something?
No, it was a Transcend.
Oh, okay.
So let me just.
That's what I use.
So
I
like
got
I
some
said,
Amazon Basics just to try them out. They're actually pretty good.
64 gig.
so here's the image.
Oh, that's nice.
Apparently, I need internet insurance.
Yeah,
That's a nice picture.
Yeah, I like it.
It's not bad. It's got the effect of it was very windy out, so the wind was blowing the snow, so you get that misty look along the water.
And I love the color in the water.
If I would have spent more time there, I would have opened up a little bit I would have gone to a wider. I shot that at 50 millimeter, so I would have probably gone down to 24 and opened it up a bit and get some more of the water in, showing the waves out in the bay and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the last picture that was taken with that camera, sadly.
Sell this picture to replace your new camera.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing now, eh? I gotta start producing.
That's right. That's a good shot, though. I like that, even if it is a warm-up.
Yeah.
So how do you market your work, Jim?
Pardon me?
So how do you market your work?
Well, I'm pretty busy with my job and with family, so I would say that I don't really market it that much.
Okay.
I'm kind of biding my time until I have 5 more years left and I'll hopefully retire, and that's when I'll go full force. I mean, I do market it, but not aggressively.
Okay.
That's smart, though. You know, you've got your post-retirement plan going.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's one of those things. I mean, 5 years is a long time.
Sure.
I mean, I'm ready to do it now, but I have too much invested in my pension where I work to give that up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But you're also building, you're building your next business.
Yeah.
So that's, in 5 years' time, you'll be super solid, so that's great.
Yeah, and that's, partially why I'm going ahead and purchasing both the D800E and the D4, because I need to keep current and keep moving forward. I don't want to become stagnant and, using old equipment and that type of thing. I mean, I could, and I could still do all right, but I like gear.
Everybody does.
Nothing wrong with that. You've come to the right place.
Yeah.
I want to stay current, plus I'm a gearhead.
I like new toys.
No, I'm usually not a bleeding edge kind of a person. I usually wait a little bit, but this time I'm riding the edge.
I mean, those are, they're new bodies, but they're not, they're derivative of some solid gear that came before them, so I think you're safe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll be in my bag for a number of years to come, provided
yeah, for sure.
No unfortunate incidents happen. But I will be looking for an insurance company that will cover me for my cameras this time.
I would ask around on Fred Miranda.
Well, there's the North American Association of Nature Photographers.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I checked those, but the policy is only good for U.S.
Oh, so it really shouldn't be North American then.
Right.
I have a list somewhere I can send you, Jim, of some policyholders.
Well, that'd be great.
Cool.
Oh, we should post that. That would be cool.
So I want to circle back around for a second, Joe. When you're kayaking and shooting now, would you have been in the kayak, or were you were kayaking as well? How do you protect your gear when you're kayaking?
When I bring it with me on my trips, I have Pelican cases that I can put my camera and stuff in, so it's got a foam protection, because when you're running down a whitewater river, it gets bumped, and yeah, exactly. So those things are bomb-proof. I've watched them get, like, a swimmer lost his Pelican case in the river, and it got swooshed around in a hole for 3 hours before it finally let loose, before we finally got it out. We got it out, opened it up, bone dry. Like, not an issue at all. Cameras in 100% no issues with it, so they were pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, but for the trip, I didn't actually bring my gear with me because I was tight on space, and the river we were running was pretty hairy, so it was one of those things, right? Do you want to bring that much money along with you for the off chance you lose it or something down the river?
Yeah, I know that sometimes is a
Yeah.
factor. I've gone on some backpacking trips, and I'm just like, I have no idea what the weather's going to be like for the next 10 days, and it's not like I can just say, okay, yeah, it's going to rain today.
Yeah, no, it's always cool. Like I love doing the outdoor adventure stuff, like taking photographs of that stuff. So that's where I would love to be able to specialize. Just haven't been able to do that yet.
It's doable.
Mm-hmm.
It is doable. And you
For
do all
now-
those sports too, so, you know.
Well, exactly. Well, it gives you a unique eye. Like when you're looking at it, you know what the person's going through. So makes your skill a little bit more unique.
Yeah,
You're right over there, Ali. You got like a grimace on your face. You're like looking every time I talk. You're like
A grimace.
he's like
Mr.
judging
Grimace.
judging me. Joe, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It's his up angle. He's got it. He's got this.
I'm looking.
I was working.
I'm looking down at you.
All right, I'll show you why I'm looking down at you. Hold on. So
Oh no, we don't want to
Oh.
see what's on your screen.
No.
it's not that bad. So it's just that the sky is all muddy. It was a misty day, and I couldn't keep. You can actually see it. I can't keep the. There was just mist on the camera and stuff, and the sky's a mess, and it's angering me.
Tell me you're gonna Photoshop out whatever that line is.
That's where Tinkerbell goes, but I'm going to get rid of it.
I hope so.
Oh, Tinkerbell.
Yeah. So, all right.
It does look muddy. It's interesting.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was. Disney was open for 24 hours, and the sky was just a mess that day. It's just a total mess. So,
Well,
I don't know.
hopefully you've taken some nice sky pictures somewhere else and you can compose it in.
That's why we have the.
You can't do that.
What, not in Disney, where they animate and modify and change everything about reality? Oops, sorry, I didn't realize that was a rule.
Disney's great. All I have to say.
All the cast members get really quiet.
Disney.
Yeah, I don't hate on Disney.
No.
So
I
yeah,
got no
anyway,
issue with Disney's
next week we need to figure out how to open the chat to like extended, so people can just hop in.
You want anybody to hop in?
Yeah. Not public, but
No, don't make it public, please. No.
No.
Boris learned his lesson.
You know what I did one time? This guy was doing a public hangout by himself. I had so many people came to visit him. And he stood there. And nobody spoke English.
Yeah, that's I mean, I've done hangouts like that too. Like I may be working at my desk for a couple hours, so I'll start a hangout in the background and say hi.
See who shows up.
hangouts with
Half the
Keith.
people- Half the people don't speak English.
Yeah.
And they don't leave, and they don't have a video camera on, or that. So you wonder, why? Okay, why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe they're just curious.
They're lonely.
But then they stay. They don't pop in for like 5 minutes and then leave.
Hmm.
Well, their curiosity factor just lasts longer than ours. They don't have that 10-second, drop it tendency that North Americans have.
Yeah. But in my case, they can watch it without joining. So what's the reason you're joining?
Yeah,
Well, maybe you should post that in the chat. You can watch me live over here, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe because when the hangout is done, it gets their name tagged.
Yeah,
yes.
there are people that join Hangouts to grab a screen snapshot and post and say, "Hey, I was in this Hangout." But
Mm-hmm.
there are a
You're
couple of
prob-
people I would do.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ali, have you been shooting at all, or you just
Oh,
been busy
God.
coding as a madman?
I have written too much code in too short of a time. Last shot I took, actually I posted. Well, I think you guys probably saw it, but it was of an osprey flying over my house. And I shot a little bit yesterday, but I haven't really posted it yet. So I've been experimenting with paintography.
Paintography.
I don't know if I think you guys might have seen this one. Hold on.
Is that in English?
Yeah, so it's using Adobe's Pixel Bender. So, yeah, I'll show you what it looks like.
Pixel Bender.
And actually, you can do it. You can do it with Pixel Bender.
Oh, you're talking about paintography. Okay, I thought you said pink.
No, paintography.
Paintography.
Paintography. Yeah, it's
Is that like
That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the last thing I've really shot. And that was, what was the date on that? It's really bad. March 4th.
Ooh.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like 3 weeks, but I have been literally chained to my desk at work. Well, not literally, figuratively chained to my desk at work. So, but we're
Disney
almost...
cracks that whip.
We just have kind of a...
Hey, Gary, how's it going?
We just have kind of a...
Hey, Gary, how's it going? Pretty good. Don't let me interrupt. Keep going.
Really chained to my desk at work. Not literally, figuratively. But I've got a few things in the can that I want to work on, and just like that castle shot I showed you, or that's some things from Daytona I might go through. So I don't know.
Still working on Daytona.
Well, not working. I just kind of go back there and go, would this be neat?
So is it wrong that I've uploaded all my iPhone shots, and I've still got about 400 or 500 shots from my DSLR sitting on cards that I haven't uploaded to my computer?
Well, that's the advantage of the phone camera is you can make it automatically upload your photos. It's the convenience.
Yeah, but
I
sometimes
could
you
never
take
do
pictures of stuff you don't want to post.
Well, it uploads it to a sandbox area, then you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I guess so. So here's a question for y'all. If that's the case, Ali, where you're going back and you're doing, you're going back through your NASCAR stuff and what you did at Daytona, how often do you guys go back through your folders after you've done your culling through to look for those gems that at the time you just weren't in the mindset to consider?
That is an excellent question.
So I don't have a schedule for it. I'll tell you when I do it. Is whenever I filled up my drive on my laptop, and I know I've got to transfer it back off to my main machine. So then I'll go through and I'll say, okay, what do I really want to work on, and what do I really want to get rid of? Because right after I shoot it, I want to keep everything. And then a couple days later, I'll go through and say, okay, I'm not going to work on this. I'm not going to work on this, but I'll probably keep more than I want to. So I'd say like every 30 to 60 days, I'll go through and say, you know what, I'm just not going to work on this, and I'll get rid of it. And sometimes it even ends up back on my server, and I have to go through that and just say, oh, you know what, I got to get rid of some of this stuff because I know this is not something I'm going to use. But sometimes I also like keeping my bad shots. So if it's I'll do shots where I'll be like, okay, you know what, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. Or this is, this kind of situation, like, shooting ospreys, for example. I'll keep a few shots just to say, okay, I did this, this was kind of the lighting condition, this is what I shot it at, and I'll learn from it. But then after a while, I can just kind of get rid of it because I kind of gained the knowledge that I wanted to from it. So I may keep shots that I'm not going to use a little bit longer for that reason.
I never delete anything. I will cherry pick like 4 or 5 right away, maybe, and then I've been shooting so much lately that I've got a backlog of thousands of shots.
So you never delete anything?
I never delete anything unless it's just like completely useless.
Do you own a mountain, or how do you not? How many drives do you have?
I'm full up on my drives. I'm actually shopping for a new one.
Really?
Yep.
A new one?
Sure.
Like you just
considering that I haven't backed up in a couple months, I better get another drive.
Yeah, and they're not as cheap as...
Yeah.
The price is going down, I think, on the drives. on USB hard drives.
I'm really looking forward. I want to get a hybrid drive for my MacBook. That's kind of where I think I'm going to go next.
So do I. You realize that you can't buy a generic one for MacBook. You have to buy one that's compatible with MacBooks.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
there is one that I know is compatible.
Yeah, and OWC sells a lot of them.
Oh well, that's if you want an SSD. I think is it Seagate makes one?
Seagate has a hybrid.
Yeah. Or
It's really nice.
Mac.
It does a good job. I've
Yeah,
installed them on many a laptop.
I've
Oh
heard good
yeah,
things.
SSD drive for my.
So what about you, Boris? Do you cull through stuff? Do you ever delete? Do you go back through folders or
I like
shoots that you've done?
Yes, I like going through my pictures and not like if you like for example, if you take pictures. If I took pictures yesterday, if I took pictures today, I'm not gonna like half of my pictures anyway. So if you look at the pictures 2 months later, you might like one or two more pictures. And now I used to take a lot of pictures. I used to take like 200-300 pictures a day. And now I take maybe 40-50 pictures, and I think that's too much. By the time I get home, I got half of those pictures anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All the blurry pictures I delete. As soon as if I take them, the blurry I delete them. I don't keep them at all. I used to keep everything.
Right.
And if it's wrong composition of the picture, I delete it. If I can crop the picture, I will keep it.
Right.
I went to Central Park. I shot about 50 pictures, and that was too much, I think. Because I'm thinking now, I'm not gonna sell. What I'm gonna do is the pictures. I'm not gonna sell them. I'm just doing this for fun.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was buying my pictures, that'd be a different story. But nobody's buying crap from me.
You're famous, Boris. People stop you on the street of New York. People
There you
don't
go.
stop Bono on the street of New York, okay?
It's scary.
How about you, Jim? Because you seem to have a very methodical workflow as far as how you do your shooting. You go out with a specific intent of getting a shot. Do you find that you go back through some of your shoots and find an image that you've overlooked, or do you even do you delete stuff except for the ones that you're going to be put up for prints?
I only delete images, obviously, that I know that I can't do anything with. But typically, what I'll do, I do go out with a specific intent for certain images. Although I do leave myself open for spontaneity and things like that. But when I get home after a shoot, I will go through, and I usually know in my head which images I'm going to start on first, and I will pick 2 or 3 that I feel have the greatest potential right off the start. And I'll go through them and select them, and then I'll work on maybe one, get a feel for it, and then I'll go away and come back the next day and then start going through a couple more and really start to get a feel for them, because sometimes the way I process it is not always going to come to me right away.
Right.
I have to look at the images several times before I decide how I'm going to process them. And then there are images that I've passed over that I've come to later on, depending on how I'm feeling, because I think that's a big part of it, is how you feel at the time that you're processing them as well. And I've come away with some of my better images using that process, is kind of allowing them that first visual kind of a peek at them, and then I'm allowing them to percolate in my head in that way. And yeah, there's some that I've gone back 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and based on my processing skills, how they've improved, I've gone back and really made some nice images out of images that I never ever thought I would work on again.
Yep.
And software as well. Software capabilities increase.
Yep. Yeah, like Nick software helps a lot. Like if you don't know how to fix a picture, you use Nick Color Effects or Silver Effects. It brings the picture back to life. Like pictures I took 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I said, boom, it just comes out back to life. It helps a lot.
Jim, the other thing too is that we were talking about the iPad 3 a little earlier, and I know you have an iPad. Are you going to get the iPad 3?
Not right now. I have an iPad 2. I just don't feel the need. I guess if I was to install the iPad 2, maybe. But right now, I just don't feel the need to. Honestly, I don't use it, even though I like to play around with it and mess around with. I downloaded the Photoshop Touch. For the most part, I won't do anything serious with those. Just kind of play around. So, not right now.
I really don't think you're missing out. I mean, I said this earlier. I tend to be kind of like flipping or something, but really, I compared the two iPads, and I didn't think that it was mind-blowingly different on the Retina display. That I just had to go out and tell my iPad 2. But I'd be curious to see what other folks think. So, if you get a chance to make it to the Apple Store, I'd love to hear what your opinion is next week.
Cool. And Gary, what's your workflow like?
Oh, I might take maybe 300 or 400 pictures a week, generally on the weekend. So what I usually do is I'll bring them home, I'll pull them into Lightroom, and if there's a few right there, I'll sit down and edit. But I'm kind of like Jim. I like to walk away from them and come back later because I just don't know what they'll look like. And every now and then I go back and dumpster dive and find pictures that I overlooked for. And I heard RC Concepcion use that term. I like that, kind of going back through old pictures and dumpster diving.
Dumpster diving. Totally going to have to steal that one as well. That's
because
funny.
Because there's a lot of stuff I just pass up. I get caught up in the idea I want to get them processed, and I just pass them up and come back through later, and that's usually when I find the good ones.
I mean, plus sometimes you start on an image and you don't like the way it's going, and or you shoot it a certain way and you think, okay, you know what, I got it. I got it the way I wanted to look, and then you pull it up and you're like, oh, it's not what I had in mind, and then you kind of sort of get upset at that and you just leave it alone and you forget about it. And then you come back and like, if I tried this, so your preconceived or your conception or the concept that you had kind of goes away, and then you find something that you didn't know was there. So I'm doing that right now, actually.
I find that if I'm not passionate when I'm out taking the pictures, then I might as well not even be doing it,
This coming from a guy whose backyard is Alaska.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here to see, but sometimes I go out, I'm taking pictures because I feel like, I need to take so many pictures, and those pictures inevitably, it doesn't matter what I get, I bring them back and I don't like any of them. But it seems like whenever I'm out there excited about what I'm doing, all of a sudden, like, there's 40 pictures in that set I want to do something with. So I don't know how much of it is the shooting or how much of it is my attitude that day. So the dumpster diving, going back, kind of rescues some of that stuff later, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. I've had images that I've dismissed totally, and 14 years later, I'm like, all right, I'll post it. and people are like, wow, I really like that. Yeah, but it's got a dirt road. I mean, it's a historic road. It's the White Rim Trail in Canyonlands. It was built by uranium miners. But I'm like, oh, it's a dirt road in a landscape picture. So I immediately vetoed it.
That shot could be worth $150,000.
There's no lawnmower in it, though.
Jane operates by the theory that photos grow better in value as they get older. Then he publishes them.
I'm actually going to do just one-offs. I'm going to do the ultimate limited series. There's only one print of this. I deleted it.
It's posted on the internet. It's going to go away in an hour.
That's right. Buy it now. Never
4
seen
by
it
6.
again.
That's funny.
I think it'll work.
Yeah, why not? Concept is it counts for a lot.
Watermark the hell out of it too.
Oh my God.
Just for me, like do a one of one.
Yes, one of one.
Yeah.
Go all the way to Japan, take one photo, then go.
Or you can be a total geek and put like 1/0.
Yep.
It's the infinite collection.
Jim, I shot film this week. I was very excited.
Why?
Well, we had a photographer come in, Brian Magnuson, who's doing a book on the cowboys of the Grand Canyon, basically the mule trains that have been going on for the last 100 years in the Grand Canyon. And he started the thing on film, and he's done a 10-year series on this. Anyway, the trail rides have gone from 40 a month down to 10, and the Park Service is really kind of trying to phase this out. You know, and it's kind of a historic thing. I mean, they have a leather worker there. They have to make their own shoes. It goes year-round, and because it's a 7,000-foot elevation decline and then gain to get back out of the canyon, most people can't do it. So the only way to get down into the Grand Canyon is via this mule ride. And so anyway, he started on film, and I guess he's just kept it consistent. And so we went out and shot this weekend, and I was like, I busted out the film camera for that.
It's funny you mentioned that, because for some strange reason, when I went up to Tobermory the other weekend to shoot, I brought my Hasselblad. And
I remember.
I haven't used it in years. My intent was to start shooting with it again. But for some reason that weekend I decided to bring it. And it was a good thing I did, because otherwise I would have been shooting the whole weekend with my phone.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. But, I mean, the thing is that it hit me. All of a sudden I had to change the way I thought about shooting, because I only brought one roll of color film, which was a Velvia 50 ISO, and a few rolls of black and white. So I had to rethink my process. And I also had to rethink all my exposures, because now I don't have the new meter to shoot with, and it was different. And every time I looked on the back of the camera, I wasn't getting a picture. So.
Why is this just black?
Yeah.
Did you shoot with your digital, look at the meter, and then shoot with your?
Well, I didn't have it.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have the meter, right?
Oh, okay. You couldn't shoot at all.
I've done that. I've used the digital as a Polaroid of sorts.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't the Hasselblad that went kerplunk.
Yeah. But the whole idea of the difference between how you shoot between digital and film is pretty amazing, because you tend to think a little bit more when you're shooting with film, because with digital, you know, if you make a mistake, you just reshoot it.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
I have not shot digital since I lived in Hawaii. I mean, that was...
You mean film?
I mean film, sorry. Film since I lived in Hawaii. That was like 15 years ago.
So I want to say hi to Ron and hi to Billy. Welcome.
Hey, Ron.
Hi, do you guys let amateur photographers in to hang out? Is that okay?
I'm here.
Well, every once in a while we make an exception for astronauts, but...
How you guys doing?
Awesome. Good. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Hey, Billy.
If you go in space, you can't be called an amateur in anything.
That's right.
Yeah, I look at your photos, I'm like, well, it's not fair. I can shoot a tree, but... ISS, okay, well...
Yeah, but it's missing all the Foursquare and geo-marking, though.
Instagram from space.
Not yet.
Yeah, how do you geomark space photographs?
Well, I mean, what we basically do is, you know, get the metadata off the camera and just figure out where the space station was when we took the picture.
Oh, cool.
And that works if we're pointing straight down, but if we're, you know, on an oblique angle, it's, you know, that's a pretty wide radius that we could be in.
So I have to give a 5-minute heads up that we're going to have to restart the Hangout in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. No worries. Well, should we wrap up and restart, since we only got 5 minutes?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
All right.
Okay.
You can do the honors, sir.
All right, I guess I'll do it. Well,
Yes.
Thanks for joining us for Plus Photo Show 19. We will see you next week, and if you want to hang out with us, just stay on for the after show. Thanks
to everybody for hanging out, and We will see you in a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.
And or week. All right, so you want to start her up again, Keith?
Yeah, I'll restart the Hangout and invite all these people.
All right, cool. See you guys in just a few.